Diego Harbor, turn right at the jetty, and up about 25 miles is the Oceanside Pier. Perfect day sail afternoon. And it's a perfect cool afternoon for the rigors of motocross competition at Carlsbad Raceway up the road just a ways. It is time now for the final Women's Motocross Association competition. Mercedes Gonzalez won the first moto, even though she had some problems before she ever got to the first turn and fell back to the middle of the pack. She looks like she's intent for a good start this time already, Paul Page.
And representing the Suzuki contingent, Lisa Peterson. She finished second in that run, but for a long time she was out in front until Mercedes got her feet under her and got past for the lead.
Well, cinching up her helmet is the young woman who finished in the fourth position in the earlier moto, 51T Carla Nelson. She's from Minnesota, also mounted on the Suzuki.
And another representative of the Suzuki contingent is 25-year-old Bonnie Warsh on 4W. She's out of Riverside, California. She's the public relations director of the Women's Motocross Association.
She works very hard for the sport. Now, representing Yamaha is Cheryl Ferdoro. She finished 7th in the earlier moto, 21-year-old bachelorette from Bellflower, California.
And finishing 10th in the first moto, ready to start here on a Honda. Number 441 is Gail Webb out of Paris, California. She finished 10th in the first moto, and she runs with a special nickname. She's Motocross Mom.
My mom told me to wear all my safety gear so I can help support our sport and ride safe. Well, those are smart words from any mom, but the mom for our foam friend here happens to be Gail Webb. In fact, she's an adopted mom for an awful lot of the kids racing here at Carlsbad this weekend, and kids that participate in action sports all over the western United States. And Gail can do just about anything on a motorcycle, a bicycle, a skateboard, skis, a snowboard. And Gail, when they see you perform, you get the kids' attention right off.
We do. I get the attention. I get the respect from everyone, parents too, moms and dads. It's a really neat family thing.
Okay, now this has become really a passion with you, something you put hundreds of hours into.
Oh, hundreds of hours and months, and it seems like years too, and it's just what I really believe in, trying to get more families involved with their kids, trying to get kids high on sports, not drugs, just get them something exciting to do in life.
No, this is not a question I'd usually ask a lady, okay? But how old are you, Gail?
I'm proud to say I'm 44. I'll be 45 pretty soon, but I'm young at heart.
Indeed. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much.
Gail Webb on the line and ready to go racing as all the ladies now have their machines started and they inch forward, ready to take a look at the gate. The countdown has begun. The starter out in front of the field has already done the check. The field is set, ready to go. All eyes on the gate right now. Mercedes Gonzalez closest to the camera on number 1 as she inches forward, and she comes a little too forward. Then the gate drops. Mercedes gets caught. Mercedes gets caught behind the gate as the rest of the field gets away, and Mercedes Gonzalez leaves the line in last place.
Boy, she thought she had a bad start in moto number 1. She has really got her work cut out for her now, and the track is far dustier, drier, and more treacherous than it was when she first encountered it today.
And just like with the first moto, it is Tammy Rice that is out in front, and Mercedes Gonzalez with her work definitely cut out because she has to thread her way through the entire field.
And second place in the earlier moto, number 9, Lisa Peterson, did not get a terrific start either. She is clear back in the 6th position.
Looking all the way back through the field now. There in 12th place is number 1. That is Mercedes Gonzalez, and there's Gail Webb. You just met Gail. She's just in front of her. And now Mercedes working on Gail Webb, trying to get past, does it? And Mercedes Gonzalez picks up 11th place.
And now in front of her is Cheryl Ferdoro, the PR lady we were talking about earlier, number 121. She's in the 10th spot. Mercedes Gonzalez just gobbles her up.
We continue to watch Mercedes Gonzalez because there's no question about it. She will have to carve her way through the field, and she is capable of doing it as she gets past Lisa Peterson for 9th.
And her next intended victim will be number 95, Kip Sandell. She is currently in the 8th spot, but no longer. She gets moved back to 9th by Mercedes.
Mercedes continues to carve her way through. Just got Bonnie Warsh on 4W as we take a look. Back at the front of the field, Tammy Rice now being challenged by Tina Clary. Clary to the right side of the screen as they scream up the hill. Clary cannot get past Tammy, but she continues to challenge. That is Tammy out in front, Clary on the red bike number 3.
So the leader on a Suzuki, second place Clary on a Honda, followed by number 9 Lisa Peterson in third, 51C Carla Nelson, Snooky Tinnerman riding bike number 9S, then Mercedes Gonzalez. She's picked up already over a third of the field, Paul.
Mercedes Gonzalez with a tremendous ride. Here she comes now, coming around the number 9 bike. That is Snooky Tinnerman, and Mercedes Gonzalez already is up to 5th. Now Mercedes has Carla Nelson on 51C lying just ahead. Can she move by, pick up 4th position? Mercedes with an awesome ride here today. Here in the early laps, just slicing her way up through this field. Just ahead now for Mercedes Gonzalez is the 51C machine. That is Carla Nelson on the Suzuki. And Mercedes certainly has her targeted, as here comes Mercedes closing down. One of the workers waves Mercedes on, but Mercedes gets caught in a rut trying to move to the inside and slows down just a bit. That gives Nelson a chance to pull up behind Lisa Peterson, and Nelson begins to challenge now with Peterson as the front end looms just ahead. And look at this, the number 3 machine, that belongs to Tina Clary, and Tina is currently riding in third. But they are all now being challenged by Mercedes as she comes around the number 9 bike, continues to fight in behind 51C, and continues her battle through the field.
And as she moves up through this field, they get just a little bit tougher to pass. As always, the better riders are at the front of the pack. The lady's getting lots of air off the big jumps. Carla Nelson, her yellow Suzuki 51C, is challenging Tina Clary 3C for the second spot. Mercedes is challenging everybody.
Tammy Rice on number 3 comes down the hill as the leader, and then the 51C machine, and that belongs to Carla Nelson, and she's being challenged by Mercedes. Mercedes now rides in third, but Mercedes with a little fight of her own as Lisa Peterson pulls up alongside and tries to get the position back away from Mercedes, and she gets it done.
That is the first time in 2 motos anybody has passed Mercedes Gonzalez.
Lisa Peterson on number 9 as they come down the hill. Peterson continues to hold position. Mercedes decides to try an inside line, comes out around a little puddle of water where she would get a bit of traction. Now she comes to the inside, accelerates, but still it is Lisa Peterson that is able to get away and hold off Mercedes.
Well, in the first moto, it was Lisa Peterson, the only rider able to keep Mercedes even in sight, and she finished second.
Out in front of the field, and another pass for the lead as Carla Nelson now picks up the lead, and Tammy Rice drops back into second place. The action continues here at the CMC Dodge Truck Golden State Nationals. We'll be back with more of the women right after this.
For the fun of it, have you ever read the singles ads in the newspaper? They all like romantic walks on the beach. Well, I guess there is some magic to it, particularly here in beautiful Southern California, North San Diego County. Well, there's magic and excitement of another kind happening just north of here at Carlsbad Raceway, where the finest women motocross riders in the world are really duking it out in the final laps of the final moto, and 3 ladies particularly putting on a show: Carla Nelson, Lisa Peterson, and Mercedes Gonzalez, who has come from dead last and is now challenging for second.
Well, the focus of attention of everyone here is on that machine in third, and just took second as Mercedes Gonzalez powered her way past and picked up the second position from Lisa Peterson. Now, can she take the leader? The leader at the moment, Carla Nelson, but can she hold off Mercedes Gonzalez? They climb the hill. Peterson still in front. Mercedes setting herself up to try to get to the inside at the top of the hill. A good passing position as they come down this hill. We'll see where Gonzalez decides to place the bike. She comes to the outside. On the inside is Nelson. They start down the hill. This is a scary ride, a lot of bumps and a lot of speed. Gonzalez will be positioned for the inside of the corner. Drifts to the outside. Nelson tries to hold her off. Gonzalez takes a look as they come to the bottom. Sets up now to tuck inside as they come into the hairpin. And Nelson continues to hold her away. And Gonzalez continues to hold off and remains in second.
And let's give some credit where it belongs to Carla Nelson on 51C, that Suzuki. She is right now giving Mercedes Gonzalez one of the toughest races in her career, and she's been doing it, as she told us, for 14 years. Now look at her Kawasaki trying to close in on that Suzuki. Mercedes has been spending more time on the pegs than just about anybody else, and her legs, Paul, even as fit as she is, have got to be feeling it.
You know, Carla Nelson has never looked back either. I don't even know if she has any idea that Gonzalez is there. Well, now she knows. She certainly caught her off the periphery and knows that she's definitely in a challenge. To this point, she's just been concentrating on the course. Here comes Gonzalez. It's a pass for the lead, but can she hold it? Gonzalez and Nelson, a drag race. It is Gonzalez that comes to the inside. Nelson back to second, and Mercedes Gonzalez from last up to the front.
You just saw the strength of Mercedes Gonzalez. She simply out-muscled Carla Nelson to make that pass possible.
And Mercedes, now with a clear course ahead, is beginning to pull away. The fight begins for second place as Carla Nelson now has to hold off the challenge of Lisa Peterson. Peterson is closed right in. I wonder if this battle of keeping Gonzalez behind her hasn't worn Nelson down just a little bit.
I think, Paul, that it has indeed. She's having see right there, she's having trouble keeping the bike online. And there again is the strength we were talking about. Lisa Peterson finished second in the earlier moto. She'd like to at least duplicate that right now.
Another fight going on back at 11th place, number 95. That's Jillian Roth, as she's being challenged by Debbie Matthews, and 32, that's Diane Spizzirri.
And Paul, I know you noticed that the girls we talked to after the first moto, Mercedes Gonzalez was the only one that hadn't even broken out into a sweat. Not even a helmet sweat from the heat.
And I found that unbelievable. She rode all of those laps, 8 laps in Moto 1, a hot Southern California sun, and she was just calm, cool, collected, wasn't breathing hard, and not perspiring. Ladies don't sweat, Steve, they perspire.
That's right. I've always heard that.
The battle for 11th continues. You're looking at Jillian Roth on number 95. Lined up behind her and set to challenge at any moment. But line off for the moment is Debbie Matthews on number 8.
And Paul, when a track gets that sheen to it, that means it's hard and it's slick. These girls are really tiptoeing through that part of the course. And it's getting very, very rough up there. There's a lot of ladies right now that say, boy, I wish this was over.
Jillian Roth up to the top of the hill. Number 8 right behind her, but not in a challenging position at the moment. And Diane Spizzirri on number 32, back just a bit, but watching. They come off the top of the hill.
And here is motocross mom we talked with earlier, Gail Webb from Paris, California, number 441. And I'll tell you, Gail still looks like she's got some strength and some vigor and ready to have a little more fun.
Well, she's got the style, and she's running in 8th place right now, so she's got a good run going. And to her benefit, she's not challenged at the moment. She has neither a rider close behind her or one that she can pursue immediately in front of her.
So this is just good practice and good fun for motocross mom. It's a miracle that Gail Webb can climb on that bike, let alone race it. A few years ago, she had a serious skydiving accident. They said she'd never walk again. Well, take a look at this medical science.
Up at the front of the field, the fight is for 4th. Tina Clary on 3C. That's Bonnie Warsh on 4W right behind her. Number 9 was Lisa Peterson, and she has dropped out of the competition. And the battle for 4th works its way around Sue Sittman on number 56, one of the back markers in this field. We've begun the last lap here at Carlsbad for the ladies. In Moto number 2, Tina Clary is currently in 4th place. Bonnie Warsh right behind.
And right now, Mercedes Gonzalez, number 1, wheels in the air, goes for the win. Back-to-back Moto victories here at the Golden State Nationals. Carla Nelson, 51C, will be the 2nd place rider. 3W, Tammy Rice will be in 3rd, but there's still plenty of action going on for the 4th spot, Paul.
Oh, you bet, Steve. A great battle as Bonnie Warsh on 4W continues to challenge the 3C machine ridden by Tina Clary. Warsh pulls up almost alongside. They come down the hill, and you can see the surface is slick as Warsh uses acceleration and power on the downhill and moves past and picks up 4th position on this, the very last lap.
But I don't think Tina Clary on that red Honda is all done yet. Whoa, and Bonnie, maybe getting tired, got very close to going right over the handlebars in the rough stuff. Well, the whole racetrack is rough for that matter. Flying through the air is Tina Clary and Bonnie Warsh.
Down the hill they come. Tina Clary, her last opportunity if she's going to catch up and get past. On the downhill, she closes down on Bonnie Warsh. Warsh to the outside, and Clary takes the advantage. skates through the turn, picks up the position, but Warsh is not going to let it go. She gets a little front heavy on the jump there. Clary uses that to her advantage. Still, they run side by side. They're running on the last lap. Clary still out in front of Warsh. Warsh had the position for a moment, but Clary took it back. What a wonderful fight, and Tina Clary keeps it. Clary finishes in 4th with a nice little last lap battle.
And a race she will always remember. You saw that fist in the air, as tired as she is, and she'll be delighted when she sees these final results. Tina Clary picks up the 4th spot. Of course, Mercedes Gonzalez, the winner. Carla Nelson, Tammy Rice, 1st through 3rd. Bonnie Wartz in the 5th position. And here's how the points were assigned. Mercedes Gonzalez, the overall winner today. Combined score for 2 motos. Carla Nelson 2nd. Let's go to Paul with the winner.
Mercedes Gonzalez 2 in a row, but you got tangled up in the gate at the start.
Yeah, I sure did. These backwards falling gates are kind of hard to time sometimes, and I hesitated and I went, and then I got caught in it, and I figured, well, I better really start pushing this moto.
On the other hand, that can be a lot of fun having to work your way up through a field.
Yeah, it can, but you never know what's going to happen, and it's kind of risky sometimes, but I thought I could work up and just take good lines and be smart, and I thought I could win it.
Any one point there that made you real nervous?
Yeah, when I caught up to the first 3 girls, they were really having a little battle of their own, and it was really hard to get some lines and get in between them. A couple times we came pretty close.
Well, there's your champion, Mercedes Gonzalez. Let's go to 2nd place now, and Steve Evans.
Well, Paul,